Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palettes. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn Liu, Seth Geis, and from the Stani Studio, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Doing well. How's everyone else doing?
Doing pretty good, man.
Nice. Yeah.
Great.
Summertime. Oh,
Summertime,
Love my
man.
June's
job.
doing
I love
great.
my job.
Yeah.
I love my job. Corporate life for life.
Corporate life, corporate life's the way to go, man. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's right.
No, man, back from the beach, full
Oh, there you
summer,
go. Attaboy.
ready to
Oh,
roll.
I guess it was 1776 freedom celebration or whatever. 1776, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
July
Yeah.
4th, baby.
Next
Yeah, it
year.
was
Next year's the big
fireworks.
one. Next year's the big one. 250.
Mm. Oh my God, there's going to be so many hands missing.
That's
It's
right.
going to be
Uh,
fantastic.
it's terrible as it is.
All right. So today we are talking about the Cohiba Serie M Reserva Azul. This cigar is a Toro 6x52. Comes out of the El Titan de Bronce factory in the United States. Wrapper's Dominican Corojo. Binder is Nicaraguan Esteli. Filler is Nicaraguan Jalapa Viso and Lajero. Nicaraguan Esteli and Dominican Piloto Cubano. Price point is $29.99, and the cigar was released in March of 2025. So, with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
Um, I like the first third. It had like uh, it's got this like really nice like barnyard funkiness that I like. I get that with a decent amount of Altiton stuff, by the way. Has some really nice fresh peppers, some nice cedar tannins to it, but most of the cigar was pretty like just simple, kind of mundane. Some nuttiness, cedar tannins coming through, but I did have really bad construction. Like the cigar went out on me three times within the first and second thirds. Draw was pretty tight. Um, like usually I'm not one of those reviewers that care that much about a little tighter draw, looser draw, but this was tight enough that kind of felt like you were, second through a straw. So that was annoying. Yeah, I think the construction ultimately just made me kind of put me in a bad mood to review the cigar, honestly.
All right, Seth, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, listen, I had great burn and draw from beginning to end. There was no issues with the construction on the numerous ones I've smoked. June mentioned I got some bacon spices and again, mala pepper. Um,
No, no Mala.
Didn't get any of that. Um,
No on the mellow pepper.
no on the mala pepper.
Okay.
Some black pepper, cinnamon, leather, tobacco, coffee, cedar, barnyard notes, some earth, medium full, just balanced. It's a balanced blend. That flavor profile really just kind of carried throughout. Aged tobacco, leather, coffee, earth. Yeah, nice construction beginning to end. I had a really good smoking experience. John?
Well, I didn't smoke a problem because I'm not rolling Benjamins like they're coming out of style. But I think my experience really mirrors June's. First third, I thought was like that was a nice experience. There was some great tobacco sweetness, cinnamon, milk chocolate, graham cracker. Balanced, decadent, layered. I was like, okay, yeah, that's what I expect out of a $30 cigar. And the second third kind of started that way, but as it continued, it just became unbalanced. And this sort of once this bitter hay came into the profile, man, it just kind of went off the rails. And it wasn't unpleasant. It's just like all the things that were sort of anchored together so well in the first third just fell apart. And that kind of continued through the last third. It was very similar, just with lots of dryness on the palate and bitter hay, which was disappointing because I think it had a lot of promise. And obviously, given the price point, I'm expecting a lot more. Can echo also what June's saying about the burn and draw. It measured at 63 inches of water, which I don't need to tell you, 63 inches of water. Yeah, so it's like 3 to 3.5 notches. So like June said, it's like a McDonald's milkshake draw. So I was like, I had to work at it. And, I don't mind if it's a little on the snug side. I know we score it that way, but like if it's a little on the snug side, I don't really care. But like if I have to actually work at it, which I did, I gotta assume it's affecting the flavor profile. Because also it affected the burn. I had to do a relight, which was a bit of a drag, and my cadence was on point. So kind of a mixed bag. It showed promise, but I think overall kind of average-ish, maybe above average. It's tough to be higher than that with the construction issues. Aaron?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with toasted cedar, black pepper, and some light earth. Got some light mustiness that joined in pretty quickly. Second, third saw the mustiness pick up a bit, and the pepper and the earth swap places in the profile. Later, the pepper was pretty mellow, and then the final third saw the toast level become pretty heavy and some vegetal bitterness joined in the profile. Just average throughout, focused around the toasted cedar and earth. Supporting notes were pretty typical and never really kind of elevated the profile at all. So, not an exciting cigar, not something I'd see myself coming back to. Add on the high price point, definitely not something I'd come back to. So, just pass for me. All right, let's get into the scores. We're going to start at the top with Seth at 7.17.
Whoa,
I give it a
whoa.
5.5. John gave it a 5.45. Jiunn gave it a 5.15. So Seth had that 7.17 matchup for you.
Listen, I loved it. Smoked a bunch of them. I really, really dig the whole thing. I like the Dominican Corojo wrapper. That's a really good. I thought it was a really good flavor profile. It's really consistent. I've had great burn and draw. I was talking with like Ben Lee about this, and he says, it has some like has that general quality to it while being out of El Titan. But I just thought it was a nice complex balanced blend. I mean, yeah, it's pricey, but I think this is just kind of how a Cohiba is supposed to smoke. Who's the
Yeah,
next one? You are.
yeah, me 5.5. That matches up well. Average flavor profile. The burn was straight, but the cigar went out on me one time, just out of the blue. And the draw was a little snug, so it knocked down a little bit on points for construction wise, but flavor wise, it's just not something I'm going to come back to. All right, so John, 5.45.
Yeah, I mentioned it well. I could give it a pass on the flavor, but man, construction like that on a $30 cigar. You just can't. You just can't. Anything over $20, it has to have flawless construction in my head. So if anything, I feel like I'm being more fair. Um, you know, because I think if I rated it not by our system, to me it's in the fours just from construction because I'd be so pissed at construction issues on a $30 cigar.
All right, June, 5.15.
Um, yeah, I kind of, I probably should have, well, I should have been interested enough to smoke more, engage for more consistency after that really bad construction performance. But I don't do that with most of my reviews, or I rarely do that with most of my reviews. So, and you know what? You should have performed better. But if smoking more and to gauge more consistency, and to have it taste more like the first third and not have those pesky construction issues would have been obviously much nicer. But as is, fuck it, pass. Rest of the box going to Canada.
Nice. That's going to be a very expensive duty bill for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll say that they're 20-year-old Cohiba Siglo sixes.
There you go.
Nice.
All right. Final thoughts from you guys on this cigar?
I love the direction of it. I like the Syrians. I think this is. I don't like the. Can't remember the next one. It's like kind of the red one, whatever that coloring was. But
The first one was by far the best. The
First one was
original
definitely
series,
by far
which was
the
also
Yeah, the
I think
first.
El Titan, right?
Yeah,
They
they're
all
all
are.
El
Yeah.
Titan.
Oh,
They're all.
they all are. Oh, okay.
Was
Yeah.
the Rojas the other
That was yeah, that was the one. Yeah, yeah. That one I wasn't as crazy about that one um as compared to like the original, Syrians.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say the presentation is pretty top notch.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the
Like
top
the
notch. Yeah.
individual little,
Fans are good. The little fan cap is pretty cool.
yeah.
Wrapper looks amazing. No question. Yep.
All right, wherever you catch this video, be sure to like and subscribe, but check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Follow us on all the social media channels and catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Azul.